Maybe that would help situations. Let me know if you can hear me. This is so different. I have a Mac, so I'm like, I can't. Something about Chromes, I feel like they have a weird screen. Like their screen is always like a little fuzzy to me. Hopefully that works because the camera's on now.
I know.
Oh, it's working. Oh gosh, I hate hearing my voice on camera.
You what?
I do not like my voice on camera. I'm always like, I'm sure everyone thinks that way, right? They're like, I do not want to hear my voice.
That's what I was told. Just try it.
I thought I would be so sore because I had trouble with shoulders.
Yes.
And I wasn't.
Oh,
I'm
good.
surprised.
Good.
Well, I've been lifting my weights, but I haven't been doing this one.
Well, yeah, we did a little different one. I know. Well, I'm glad. We want to be a little sort of not uncomfortable.
Right.
That's never
I see you have a car just like mine.
I do.
The small Buick SUV.
I love it. I just got it.
Mine's, you'll see, it'll be 2 years old.
Wonderful. I'm glad you can hear me now.
It's a 2019.
Welcome, welcome.
Okay, well, mine, yeah. And,
Make sure you have your
well,
water
I
and
graduated
weights
from
that you're going to
KU,
use
and she needed
available.
a car, so I gave her my old one, which was a bigger SUV. Why she wanted an SUV, I'll never understand, but she did. So that's when I got this one. I like it.
Good
The
morning.
only thing I don't like is that it doesn't have a CD player. I like listening to music and
What the best angle is here, friends.
But everyone tells me to get a playlist. Well, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You can come in there.
Hopefully that's good.
My son-in-law
Good
can make
morning.
one up for me. 'Cause
We're
he's-
growing.
He's kind of techy. Hi, Gretchen.
We're growing.
I like the size of it. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I made a post about it. Thank you for understanding. I was like, right at 11:30. Usually I get like goes through pick up the kids, and I was like,
Kids up there.
next year will be so much easier. We'll be in kindergarten. It won't be such a, he's a preschool. Yeah.
School, teachers take off here and there.
Watch out, we got a lot of teachers in the
Well,
room.
my husband-
I know, they're like, careful now. I thought it was setting me up. So we go to Marlatt, and so our teacher for kindergarten,
Sitting up
she
high.
posted the other day, like for parents, like for appreciation week, we can't come or do anything for them. So she's like, if you would just share your favorite memory of when I taught your child, if I taught your child. I was like, oh, that's such a good idea, and I love her. Stacy Sandman here in town, she's an amazing teacher. And meant to be a boy teacher, that's what I'll really say. She is really good with boys especially, but she's such a fantastic
Well,
teacher.
I noticed that when we
That's
left
such a
on
good-
Monday.
it's such a good
Just like
sense.
mine. I didn't know what color it was.
Yes, and I was so scared because my middle is,
Don't you know that?
he's a middle. And so when we started, I was like, I just don't want someone to like dampen his personality. I'm worried about that. I want him to keep that fire because that's a good trait. And she just embraced him and just loved him so much. And I was like, oh,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was so good.
Don't crush that spirit.
That's right. Well, good morning, friends. We're going to get started here.
And, well, because we couldn't drive anywhere.
Everybody got weights and water today. Remember the water? I love it.
I don't usually either, but I decided to bring it to this and nobody else.
Yes, I like you to have your water. Just two if you start to feel a little.
Just so you know. I guess that's
Yes,
not
ma'am.
go back. But we need to listen before we had a few had comments, so you keep referring to us exclusively as ladies.
That's probably, I don't, yes, that's true. Well, online, somebody said, I actually like the husband. I was like, oh, you know.
So Dennis, come back, Dennis.
Yes,
Debbie and Dimitri.
you're right. Now, remind me your name. No.
I'm Gretchen.
I remember Nancy. Judy. I'm getting it. We talked about having name tags for everybody. That might be helpful.
Or we can switch, like when I used to substitute teach.
Oh, so Gretchen's the honored one of the group.
No, band, they did that one time to me, they all switched instruments and they didn't think I'd figure it out.
We ended up going.
Yes, indeed. This is
All right.
I mean, with some of the.
Well, we're gonna start, ladies. If you're ready, everyone. I did it again. I'm so used to saying ladies. And because I teach at Orange Sky, most of my clients are ladies. So sorry. So we're gonna just start by a little gentle march, and knowing always that your chair is an option at home if you want to sit and march. Beautiful. Just warming up the body. You can keep talking. You won't bother me. Keep socializing. It's fine. I had those ladies yesterday, and they were just chatting, and I kept going through it, and they were like, "I love that you just kept going," and I was like, "You see what I'm doing?" Nice work. Oh, just waking up our bodies this morning. Amen. Especially if this is your first movement this morning, be really kind to your joints. You can sit in your chair at any point. I like to cue all movement, so there's lots of options in class. Nice big inhales through the nose, out through the mouth. Sometimes I just start singing, sorry. That's my jam here. You can bring your knees up a little taller if you want. Oops, always have your chair close to you if you need it. Warming up those knee joints. Nice work. Keeping that core nice and engaged when we're lifting those legs. Beautiful. Yeah, I love it. Anything you feel like, you know what, I just want to kind of wake up my whole body. Do what feels good for you. Nice work. All right, we're going to take that movement to the side. So we're going to step out and in. Just taking the side movement. If you want to add your arms, you can. Keeping that nice, beautiful breath work. It will definitely support you all of class. Nice work. Knowing that you can sit in your chair and just step out if you need to. Beautiful. Warming up. All right, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to stand center. Just start to noodle. I call them noodle arms. Just noodle your arms around a little bit. Kind of side body stretching here. Getting that breath. I can't wait to talk to you without this mask on. When you take a big breath, like, oh, in your face. One more week. All right, we're going to come center. We're going to take our arms, we're going to just try to kick our booty. Don't worry about it if you don't. Keeping yourself, taking it as slow as you need to, because we don't want anyone to fall. So if you want to go faster, you can, but you can always take it nice and slow. Just also warming up those knee joints is what we're doing here. Shoulders if you're pulling those arms back. Nice job. Stay nice and tall. And I would say don't forget to smile is what I always say, but you know, we won't see it anyway. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. We're going to take our arms and start to do those swimmer arms again. We've done these before. Just opening up the shoulders. Nice job. I feel like Judy was an instructor in her prior life for you. She's like me. I always say, remember, I always move. I'm like moving my legs, even when I'm not supposed to be moving my legs. I'm shaking them. Beautiful. Then we'll start to do that backstroke. So open up those shoulders, the opposite direction. That probably looks really silly on the screen as I'm coming forward to you. Nice job. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to take our hands on our hips and just do some little hula hooping. Get our hips open, mid-body, taking it as deep or as shallow as you need to in these movements. Using that beautiful breath. I remembered today, keep going. I gotta find what I did with it. I don't know what I did with it. I had my phone somewhere. Oh, there it is. When you're ready, switch directions with those hip circles. Remember, I always have mantras I like to use, and we forgot it yesterday, or Monday, I should say. So I wrote it down in my phone. So everything happens right on schedule. It's the one mantra that you cling to as you watch life unfold around in strange and beautiful ways. You can either resist or you can go with the flow. So that's our mantra, and you might use it next week too, because I was a bad girl and I forgot to use it on Monday. You can also start to kind of alternate it, taking it very slow though, so you're kind of your hips. Don't go too fast. But pausing at the side, just feeling that stretch at each side. Beautiful. One more each side here. And we're going to stand nice and tall. And you can do this in your chair. We've done this at home in your chair. You're going to do basically a yoga move. So inhale up, exhale, reach, lean with the heart forward, and then slowly, slowly come forward in that fold. You could do this seated as well. And really let everything hang heavy. Your head maybe shakes yes and no. Let the shoulders hang long. Tap into that mantra. We're just going to go with the flow of life. Inhale, halfway lift. So you're having halfway, weight is in the front of your feet. Exhale, fold one more time. Really feel the back of those legs get a nice stretch. And then when you're ready, slowly, inch by inch, vertebrae, I can't even say that word, of your spine, vertebrae. What did I say? I don't even know. 1 inch at a time. Beautiful. You'll see I often make up my own language. It's a true thing. All right, grab a drink if you need it before we go on to our strength portion. Good morning, everyone. Oh, feeling nice and awake, aren't we? I apologize that we only have 2 sessions today. I was really sad. I was hoping I could figure it all out. Mom life, work life. It just didn't like me today. So, all right, we're going to start with our weights, coming into some just general to start. So we're going to start with gentle bicep curls. If you're at home or here, you know you can sit in your chair always and do this movement. Always options to stay in the chair. So important to think about, as you come up, you're squeezing, but as you come down, you're squeezing. So we don't want to just let the weights fall. It's hard on our joints. And we're creating that beautiful resistance. So inhaling as you bring the weights up. Exhaling as you come down. Beautiful. Nice, strong legs. We don't want to hyperextend those legs, so we want to keep them nice and loose. Beautiful. Good modifications. I thought I saw somebody trying to come in. Nope. That door is tricky, right? You see the shadows come by?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Keep breathing. Biceps are a bigger muscle, so we work them a little longer because it takes a little longer to feel that burn. But know that you can always put your weights down at any point throughout a workout. So we are going to add on. So we've done a little squat. I don't want you to think about a super deep squat because we have these weights, right? So you're just going to think about a little bend. So sticking the booty back just a little bit, pulling that core, and taking this as gently as you need to. Beautiful. Nice work. Sitting in that chair. Nice job. Keep going. Let's do 5, 4, you got this. 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Sometimes I like to just kind of wiggle my joints out here. Nice work. So we're going to add on here. So we're going to take our weights. So as we step out, we're going to come into like a wider squat. So I want your feet, your toes, I should say, up and your heels in. So we'll come up, out, lift, come back. We're just going to go one leg at a time so we don't confuse ourselves, right? So I try to make you alternate. That might confuse us a lot. So making sure when you come down, you're trying to keep those knees over the middle of your feet instead of pushed forward. And that way we protect that knee joint. Nice. Lifting. Getting our heart rate up a little bit here, aren't we? Breathing. 3. And we'll switch to the other side. 2. And 1. So coming up, I should have worn a hairband today, huh? Okay, we're gonna go the other side. So stepping out to the left. And beautiful. Keep that chest nice and tall. Pulling back those tummies. Good job, everyone at home. Keep working. Beautiful. 5 and 4. Nice work. One more here. And release. Shake it up. Grab a drink if you need it. Because we're going to add on.
She keeps doing that.
Adding on. That's my favorite thing to layer because I want you. Old school way of working out, we'd always just focus on one and then we burn it out, we go to the next one. We're still doing that, but by layering, we're getting more bang for our buck in your time here instead of you're feeling like, oh, I'm working lots of muscles all at once instead of, and your heart, right? We're getting our heart rate up. All right, we're gonna take our weight just on the side of our hips. And we're gonna step out more like a lunge, but I don't want you to go super deep. Just a slight bend. I think I got it, Lee, with some help. But the microphone was the one place, but it helps if I turn on the camera. So here, I'm coming up, and when you come up, just a little toe tap or a little lift. So you're gonna come out into that little side lunge, up, little lift. Now you know you can just slide and hold it, because this is still balanced. So if you're just holding your toe, that's okay too. If you wanna sit in the chair and not do all of these movements, I understand. But try to challenge yourself here a little bit. Beautiful. 3, 2, and 1. How did that feel? Good, challenging. Okay. Good. Challenging, and see, my brain curls, we always got them going. If you didn't come to my online classes, we always do brain curls. So sometimes our brain curls are just making us go through these movements that challenge our coordination. So we're gonna do the other side. So we'll take our left leg out, stick that booty back just a little bit, come up, lift that leg. So we're working our hips here when we come into that leg lift. The weights are all, oh, goodness. Oh,
No,
God. Are you okay?
Okay.
I just screamed my foot back.
Oh, gosh, honey. Here, can I help you? Let me help you.
No.
Are you sure?
I'm sorry.
No, don't ever apologize.
I just moved my foot back.
No, you're okay. I just want to make sure you're okay. It's okay, it's okay. I just want to make sure everybody stays safe.
Out to the side.
Thank you. Second teacher here. One more time. Perfect.
Side, up.
And release. You are good, friends. Take a break. Take a drink of water. That is a challenging move for sure. Nice work.
I
And our
keep
brain.
trying to want to bring it back in after each one. So if you leave it out there, then it gives one less stretch. So
Yes,
down,
yeah.
up.
And then up. And that's fine too. You could come out and up instead of down, up. That's true too. Yeah. Neither one is wrong. It's just getting that hip, we're working that right in here. I call it like the dimple of our booty when we get that little crease in there. That's what it is. The nice dimple though, it's the dimple we want to have. All right, beautiful. All right, we're gonna go back to we're gonna take our heart rate down a little bit because I had you do some movement for that cardio, which is good, but we want to be kind. So we're gonna take it a little slower this time. So we're just gonna start with some lateral raises here. Just standing nice and parallel. You can always do this in your chair seated if that feels good for you. And really making sure that you have a soft bend in these arms. So we never want to lock out like this. So we want to be kind to our back as well. So if the weights start to feel like they're pulling you, then you can I always call them my okay fingers because you can still engage those muscles without holding a weight. Beautiful. Breathing. 5. Nice work. Make sure nobody. Okay. Beautiful. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Maybe roll up the shoulders if those start to talk to you. So we're gonna use our brain curls again, but we're not moving our legs, just our arms. So we're gonna come from that out that we were, bring it in, out. And we're gonna start just there to start. And then to work our mid back here in just a few, we're gonna take it to the front. So we'll go in, push it out, bring it in and out. In, straight, beautiful, in and out. Nice work. Keep thinking about wrapping that core, those ribs around your core. So we don't want the rib cage to pop open. So we're really squeezing our core to stay nice and tall. Beautiful. Keep working. We're going to do 5 more here. Nice. 4. And 3. Beautiful. Keep working. Keep pushing for it. 2. And last one. Nice work. Roll. I know that gets a lot in your shoulders, yes? Tricky. It's a tricky one. And we're working a little bicep when we come here. I know. Take a drink. Let's take a whole, 60-second break, okay, or longer. So stretch it out, talk to your neighbor, whatever feels good. Everyone brought water. Most people brought water today, so that's good.
Good. It's always a good thing.
I may have to move over to the fan.
Hey, I can turn the fan on. I'm sorry.
I don't want to make anybody.
Is everybody okay?
I know, turn it on.
Turn them on?
Oh, turn it on.
Is that okay? Everybody's okay with that?
Definitely.
Yep.
Okay. If it gets cold again, we can, sometimes this room, on Monday, it was hot, we turned the air down, turned the fans on, and then it got cold, so then I just turned the fans off. And so it was like a whole thing. We'll figure it out.
I don't think it got cold the time we left, did it?
Yeah.
I get cold really, really easy. I always have been. And then when I'm sweating and then the air comes on, I'm like, oh, now I'm sweaty, so now I'm
We
really
left. You had to stay. so-
Yes.
We left.
And we had not, I think we had 8 or 9 for the last session.
Oh, did
2
you?
men came.
Good.
Yeah, so it was awesome. All right, we're gonna keep going, friends. It's so weird now because I'm so used to just talking to you guys on the computer, so I'm not ignoring you. I'm thinking of it all. All right, we're gonna add our triceps. We have to work our triceps. Triceps are this tiny little muscle that often does not get worked, unfortunately. So, my girls at home know you can sit in the chair and come in, you can just fold over in the chair. So if you wanted to sit, you can. If you're gonna stand, we're gonna first some support. You're just gonna take that right leg back to support you. So you have a little bit more of a wider stance, so make sure you're not on a tightrope, kind of lengthen it. So you're gonna hinge, keeping that chest lifted, and you're just gonna lift into those triceps. Trying really hard not to swing. So it's more about getting that tricep back behind you rather than getting the tricep high. Because we want to stay in that nice little burn zone, as we call it. Good focus, everyone. Breathing, exhaling and inhaling here. Nice work. We're going to hold it back in 3 more. We're just going to hold that length in our arms and our tricep. So as you hold, you're just going to lift tiny, tiny little pulses. So you're basically staying in that burn with that tricep, and your chest stays lifted and you're pulling that tummy back. Nice work. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up. That works. Sometimes the traps start to talk to you a little bit, so roll it out. Beautiful. So when you're feeling good, we're going to just do the same thing, but we're going to switch that leg. So the left leg will go back, and we're going to switch it up a little bit. So we'll start back where we were, just normal to start. But this time, instead of pulsing up, we're going to pulse in the middle when we go there, okay? Kind of thinking like you're going to clap them, but you're not going to unless you are really flexible. Most of us cannot do that, myself included. I'm yet to see a girl that can do that, but I'm impressed if they can, because that's a lot of shoulder mobility if you can get them to touch. All right, 3 more, and then we'll hold them back. 2, and 1. So it just looks like this. You're just trying to put them together. So really squeeze the booty. This one's a little bit more. Yep, this one's a little intense. Burn. We got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh. Now those sneaky little pulses are where they get you, huh? Shake it out, grab a drink. The last thing we're gonna do is some balance. So we got a lot of time. What am I thinking? Every day, in my mind, I don't know why, but I think 9:45, not 10. Every single class. And I don't know, I think it's at Orange Sky, I teach 45 minutes. So in my mind, I was like, 45 minutes, 45 minutes. All right. Well, we're actually just going to continue on. I lied. We're not anywhere close to your cool down. That might terrify you or make you excited. I'm not sure. All right. We're going to go back to where we started this. We're going to go back. I like to do circuits. That reminds our body where we were. And remember, anytime you're feeling like, Jamie, I've stood a lot. We've done a lot of cardio stuff. Always, always sit. So we're going to start right back with our bicep curls here. Nice and kind to our joints. Standing nice and tall, soft bend in your knees. Inhaling the weights up, exhaling them down. Beautiful. Whew. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's not going to be too hot today, right? It's supposed to be like, my son's got a little field trip at the zoo. So sad because of COVID, we can't go. Which made me laugh because yesterday there was some school trip at the park yesterday and the parents couldn't go because I saw one of my friend's kids and I said, hey, I see your son here. And she's like, yeah, COVID, we couldn't come. And I was like, really? Because there's like 500 people here. I mean, it was packed.
Yeah.
And then of course I'm a random person that is not part of the school. And I was like, so that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me why the parents couldn't go because it's an open park. So it's outdoors. So I was like, okay. All right, we're going to hold that bicep at that 90 degree. And all we're going to do is bring the weights in and take them back out. In and out. Really keep that spine long and fight that gravity to let it pull you forward and round that back. So you want to keep that spine long. And you're squeezing your glutes. Nice work. Just basically keeping that 90 degree, keeping that bicep turned on a little longer here. Nice work. 5, 4, make sure nobody commented, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Yeah, everything's nice and engaged. Take your time rolling it out, honestly. We got time, so you need stretches. You take those stretches. All right. So we're going to add on. We're going to stick with our bicep curl, but as we step, so we're going to sew bicep, step out just a little bit, come into one of these. So don't worry about if your shoulders don't get all the way up high. If they're a little lower range, we're basically just working all of that rotator cuff and all of that. So just being kind. So we'll start with just a normal bicep. You'll step out, come into that little fly, come in, and stay. We're going to stick with just the right leg to start, okay? So we don't confuse ourselves. Yep. And bicep, out, lift it up. Nice work. So taking your time really nice and slow, because we are getting our heart rate up just by doing all these movements together. And really think about squeezing that mid-back when you come here. Squeezing that mid-back together, those shoulder blades. Nice work. Let's do 3 more. Nice work. Keep going. And we'll do 1 more. And release. Nice job. We want to keep that cardio just a little bit, so if you need to sit, always listen to your body, because we could have done all that in the chair, for sure, okay? My girls or men at home, chair as well. So, to go into the other side, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to take our little arm out and here. So just adding a little movement and knowing that if that doesn't serve you, you can stay put right here. You don't have to add that leg, and you can sit in your chair as well. Beautiful. Just a little step out. Breathing. Nice work. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Let's take a 16-second break or longer here. Stretch it out. I've had you going for a while here, so grab a drink. Listening to your body is important. Anytime I do something or move on, if it doesn't serve you, you will never offend me to stay put or just sit down and be like, I've had enough for right now, and that's okay. I'm here to challenge you and get you strong, but you also really need to listen to your body, for sure, because I'm not in it, so I may not know exactly what's going on. Oof. All right, we've done shoulders, triceps, biceps. I think it's time for, we'll do one more arm exercise and then we'll do some seated stuff. Give our body a little bit of a break, yes? Okay. So we're gonna come into some balancing with our weight, and knowing that a weight is an option. You don't have to use a weight, it's just providing a level of difficulty and strength. So we're gonna come having your chair behind you, next to you. So we're gonna take our leg behind us. Now, if this is enough right here, you're like, Jamie, I'm feeling the balance, my ankle's starting to move, then you just stay right there. If you want to add on, you can bring it behind you, or if this feels better for you, you can bring it in front of you. All the weight's doing is providing a layer of difficulty and strength. So knowing that this option right here, or this option, maybe you take both arms. This is kind of like a yoga pose, right? We're kind of coming into warrior, but we're not bending that deeply, okay? So I just want you to hold that leg and you're squeezing that glute a lot, and then come down and shake it out. How'd that feel? Weight feels good, weight's like nothing. Oh, I like it. Yeah, that has a little, you gotta really hold it a little bit, yes? Yeah. All right, well, we're gonna go into the other side before we go back to that side. So, again, we're gonna stand into our right leg, get a nice bend in it before you take that left leg back behind you. Option to stay right here, maybe just hover. Your chair is there for support. Maybe you lift that weight. Maybe you don't have a weight. Maybe you lift the arm out. Maybe you don't. This is just option right here is perfect. Nice work. Keep squeezing. Squeezing the glutes and the core. Beautiful, Nancy. That is going to keep you strong. Nice work. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Nice work. That's a hard one. Just balancing is hard at any age, by the way. I have people come to class and they're beating themselves up because we'll do something and they'll fall out of it. And I'm like, balance is a tricky thing because you have to tap in mentally, not just strength. You have to focus on something so you're not, falling. So, all right, we're going to do one more side, each side, but we're going to do it a little different. So I'm actually just going to have you put those weights down. You don't have to have those weights. So we're going to take, I'm actually going to stand to the side of my chair. So we're going to just take that leg up. Now, I have a little bit more length maybe because I've been doing bar a long time. So don't ever worry about how high it's getting. Think about length, squeezing the glutes, you're squeezing the hips, and I'm really squeezing my core to get that leg. So chair is there for support. You don't have to let go of the chair. You can try to let go of the chair and move your arms wherever serves you, but don't fall. Don't ever take it to that level where you feel that unstable. It should just be challenging. Beautiful. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Release it. We'll do the other side, and then I promise we're going to sit. And I know you're thinking, thank goodness, Jamie, we're going to sit. I promise. Okay. So we're going to take that other side, so get that nice bend in that inside leg so it's supporting you. Take that leg out first before you lift, and you squeeze. Everything's really engaged, and you're holding that chair if you need to the whole time, taking it to the level that feels good. Sometimes coming into prayer hands. I don't know why, but sometimes that makes people feel a little bit stable sometimes. Just depends on you. And what I'm already seeing, so I don't want you to beat yourselves up mentally. One side sometimes likes to cooperate, right? And then the other side's like, oh, why this side's not working? Totally normal. 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Do any wiggles. We're going to, wiggle it out, take a break, take a drink. before we sit. Nice work.
Cramped up like crazy.
Oh yes, the quad, yes. Because that just tells me that you were doing what I told you. You're squeezing that leg. That's what we need to do. It's definitely a sneaky little quad work, holding that leg up there. All right, we are going to come to our chair. Taking your time, no rush at all. My little mantra here because I didn't memorize it this time, so I apologize. Oh, and I didn't write it down either. Normally I do. All right. Yes, you'll need your weights. I'm just putting mine down for a minute. I'm breathing. We're going to breathe together before we come into
It'll
that.
help when you don't have to.
I know. We're going to breathe. So I just want you to sit nice and tall, feet are flat on the floor, sitting nice and tall, rolling those shoulders down and back. And maybe you gently close your eyes, maybe you just lower your gaze. And just tapping back into, we worked really hard there for a moment. We did. So celebrating that, connecting back to your practice, yourself, your breath. Not thinking about what you got next. Try to celebrate the present, here and now. So I'm going to read our mantra, and I want you to keep your gaze low so you can really tap it in. We know that everything happens right on schedule. We can either cling to life and fold around us in strange and beautiful ways. We can resist or we can flow. And I just love that. We can just continue to flow with wherever the day takes us, where our practice takes us. We want to be mindful that even as we're moving through these movements, that some days are going to feel better than others, and that's normal. So we can just go with the flow of where it takes us. And really, part of that strength is just knowing that you showed up and you tried and you moved your body today, and that is a great reward. So take a couple of big inhales through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth. Beautiful. Slowly blinking those eyes open, maybe roll the shoulders a little bit, waking back up just for a few more strength movements before we go into our cool down this morning. But I really like us to tap into our wellness journey is so much more than just physical. It's heart space, mind space. We want to have all that connected. So we're going to scoot just a little bit from our seat, still staying seated. We're going to hinge at our hips here, and we're going to pretend we got like a beach ball in our hand. You don't have to use weights, but you're going to keep your gaze right over your feet, so we don't want to arch our back. We want to keep that spine nice and long. So again, not so much about how high you get the arms, more about that really good posture, lifting to your edge is what I call it, and that looks different for everybody. Nice work, everyone. Keep lifting. You will notice in our classes we do a lot of what I call trunk strength, because that's so important at every age. And so your trunk is your back and your core. We want to keep all that nice and strong. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. All right, you'll only need one of these weights because we're just going to switch hands here. So we've done these online. So if you don't have shoulder issues and you can do a tricep here, that's fine. Sometimes though we have shoulder issues. So if you want to take your arm and support it, come more to here, that's totally fine. You're still getting a nice tricep workout without feeling like you got to go all the way back over. So you're just holding that arm, sitting nice and tall with a long spine and lifting that arm. Beautiful. 5, and this is going to be the tricky part. 4, we're going to hold it in that burn just for a few seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Just hold it, and I just want you to tiny lift it. I know it burned. That's the worst part. Little pulses here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Maybe roll out that wrist if it starts to talk to you. Whew. Nice work. Good work, everyone. I feel like I look so dark on there. I probably do. It's the fluorescent lighting. I worked really hard to paint my room for all of you. I'm not quite done, but I painted it. Had the windows open, natural lighting.
So Friday, is it your, back to your?
I am back at my house on Fridays, yeah. Until probably fall when my little starts kindergarten, and then I'll be here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But they are so kind. I'm sorry.
Monday and Wednesday.
Monday, Wednesday are here, and then you can tap in online on Fridays as well. And we continue to stream, but yeah, they've been so kind to me to be so. I've never had a job where they're always so like, yeah, sure, whatever. And I'm like, okay. And I'm type A. And when it comes to work stuff, not in general, but type A, I'm kind of like, okay, I need to know what I'm saying. I don't want to let anyone down. I need to know what I'm doing. And they're like, it's fine, whatever. And I'm like, okay. That's not like,
We'll forget.
no, well, I'm just like, I'm so used to other jobs, even at the studio, like, you know, if you're gonna be there, you better be there, you gotta work things out. I gotta get a sub, I mean, it's a whole thing, so. All right, we're gonna go into that other side. So wherever you chose, whether it's here or having that little assisted, just really lifting into that tricep, really pulling that tummy back. Trying to keep the spine as long as you can. Beautiful. Working deep into that tricep and the shoulder. Lots working here, isn't it? Beautiful. Good, Gretchen. Way to hold that core, making sure that it's nice and involved. Let's do 5, 4. We're going to hold it one more time. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Just little teeny pulses in that burn zone.
Don't hit yourself in the head.
Don't hit yourself in the head. Good advice, Gretchen. Don't hit yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can't laugh and hold my, or maybe I can laugh. It helps you hold your breath.
Didn't you feel it getting closer to the back?
Yes, please don't bang yourself in the head. That would be so bad. That would be so bad. Ah, well, you did it. I know we challenged ourselves a lot today, didn't we? Way to push through it. And you, like I said, you will never hurt my feelings if we do a movement. There's always options. If I don't cue a modification that you feel like you need, then you always just say, Jamie, could I do this? Or does this work? Yes. We always ask questions. It's important to do that. So we are going to stretch. Whew. So let's start head down to our toes, right? So sitting nice and tall. Let's start to do some gentle neck rolls, stretching out the neck. Being mindful that you go slow so you don't feel any popping. Nice job. Inhaling as that neck comes up. Exhaling as you take chin to chest. Nice job. When you get around and down, hold it there for a moment. Maybe this is deep enough. Maybe you want to gently place your hands on your head. But when you do this, really relax the shoulders so you can really feel that back of the neck, get that beautiful stretch it needs. And exhale, release. Coming back around to the neutral spine, and let's switch directions with those circles a few times. Nice job. When you get around to the top, this time we're going to keep our gaze and stretch our neck the opposite way, and just keep your gaze and relax those shoulders, roll them down. Breathing into that stretch. And slowly exhale, just come slowly up. Beautiful. Let's come into these little nice rolls of our shoulder here and our hairline. Nice job. Taking them as big or as small as feels good. We're starting to come back to our breath and feeling grounded in this sacred place you're creating, which I sound like a little granola, but it's true. Every place that you create for yourself should be a sacred place, special for you. When you're ready, start to switch those shoulders in the other direction. Start to tap into feeling so much gratitude for your body, for being able to be here and create that movement, so important. And last one, release. We're going to take our right arm across our body, trying to keep that shoulder as much as possible out of our ear. So you're not really tugging, you're just kind of supporting it. You're going to give yourself a big hug around the corner. Sitting nice and tall, maybe rolling out the wrist if you need it. That's a good stretch. Nice work. We're going to inhale our arm up and over, coming into a tricep. So you can come here. This is fine too if pulling doesn't serve you. Either place is perfect. Nice job. Take a breath in that stretch. Maybe two. I worked your triceps a lot today. And when you're ready to release, we're going to take our left arm nice and long across our body. Oh, my arm just popped. Don't do that. My shoulder popped. I don't think that's supposed to happen. Again, you can roll out those wrists. Beautiful. And when you're ready, take that arm up and over, give yourself a nice pat on the back. In any tricep movement, it's important, try not to let that chin dip too much. You're keeping it long, so if you have to come here, keep your neck long. Keep it nice and tall. Beautiful. Breathing. Good breath. And release. Nice job. We're going to take our hands on our laps here, coming into what I call seated cat-cow. So we'll inhale that spine nice and long forward. Exhale, round and slide those hands forward. Good breath. Inhaling it long. Exhaling, release. Do a couple at your tempo, which means your breath. Everybody's breath cadence is a little different. So tap into that. This is good for when you're at home and maybe feeling stressful or need relaxing. Cat-cow, seated cat-cow with your own cadence is really good. Let's do a couple more. Tapping back into that flow, our mantra. When you feel complete, coming nice and tall, we're just going to take our legs out and back down. Just getting those joints loosened up. We did a lot of standing stuff today. Some squats. Nice job. Do a couple more and then we'll leave our feet nice and long as we come into a little point and flex. And you can take it lower range. If coming all the way up doesn't feel good, you can drop them a little lower. Nice job. And then maybe start to do some gentle ankle rolls. And then when you feel complete, you can do the opposite side. Beautiful. Now lower those feet. We're going to take one big scoop of love for ourselves. Remember, I'm a granola. We always tap into that. So scoop up lots of love for yourself and exhale. Let it all go. Anything that doesn't serve you, we leave it right here. Let's do that again. Nice big love. Exhale. Release. Nice job, everyone. Continue our work on Friday from home. Yes,
This
ma'am.
is really helpful with the sliding hands, because I've had a hard time with the seated cat-cow for some reason, so
Oh,
moving the hands really helps.
did they not cue you?
No, nobody ever did that for me.
Oh.
Just lean forward and this.
Unhunching, yeah. Yeah, the sliding really helps, yeah. Because I always felt like seated cat-cow is awkward anyway. Because you're used to being on all four where you can get into it, but we don't want to get on the floor, so it's like, you still want to create that slide for sure. So yeah, I appreciate that. I'm glad it's helpful.
Thank you.
And at home, honestly, that is such a good thing. If you're at your computer one day and you're like, oh, I've been at this computer too long, that's a nice, like, connect back to your core, your heart space.
Well, if you wanna put us on the floor, we'll bring our desks. We don't mind.
Okay, well, online I tried, remember, and some people didn't like it, so, which I couldn't see you, so I didn't know who was all online, and I had them,
They can modify.
we did like, I had them step slowly down, we did, what did we do? Oh, we did Dead Bug, which is some core stuff, it's
Yeah.
really good core stuff, and I think maybe we tried Bird Dog, which is a different one. You'll see, I do a lot of bar in my training. I was a runner for years, and just knowing all the body parts, but then doing bar for so many years, and then I was a late yogi, but now I'm so into it because bar and yoga and our body, it's just so connected. And I wish growing up we would have had yoga when I was young. I mean, yoga wasn't a thing until I was like, I think a freshman in college, and even then, we did it with a bunch of girls in the dorm on a tape. And I thought it was terrible because it was like really slow, like sitting meditation. And I was like, I want to move. Now I love meditation, guided. I can't, it's hard to do it by myself, but guided, I love it. But it took me a long time, but now I just love it so much. So we can definitely get them.
Here Monday and Wednesday. If you want.
Thank you, Vicky.
Okay. Oh, wonderful. I'm so glad you were able to come. Thank you, everyone. If you're staying we have one more session after this, which will be our basic training. You're more than welcome to stay on.
You know, I mean, this is a year.
Thank you so much. Judy, right? Judy, yeah.
You'll see online on Friday.
And tell me, Renee.
But these
And you used to always come to my office, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, wonderful.
I did it.
You remember this? Somebody didn't like, we got on the floor, we were like, so I was like, I
I tried it.
can't. I don't know what to do.
It just makes a big difference.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
When you can't.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I just can't see it. So when you guys are sitting, like, oh, wonderful, I can see where their level is. And then it makes sense who comes to what classes. So yeah, we're online, I'm like, let's just go. And they probably didn't, they're starting a new teacher, they just were like so excited, so you just come on. Yeah, so I tried to make lots of modifications. Thank you. Like I said, it's been such a joy. I feel so blessed that somebody preferred me to work here. I've just loved it so much. So I just want to make sure everybody's.
Yeah.
I do. I think it's awesome. My husband said, because he works, he's on the board of metal, he volunteers now. And so he said, gee, was that like a first, what do they do? I don't even know it existed either. I'm learning just like you are. And so he's like, that's awesome. And I was like, it is awesome. Yeah, I told him, I was like, there's so many great things.
Or you feel environment.
You know, it's just.
And do they do activities, like I saw they do like a coffee and donuts, but do they ever have people come and do like, just like, I'm thinking out loud, I have a friend that would probably love to do it, but like, or sit, or something like that, where you could come and do it.
Oh, balance is my problem.
But I know that, I think everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
It comes with age.
I do too.
ask them to send you the money.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Because all the activities are.
Yeah.
You at least are entitled to it.
I hope so.
I'm really kind of glad that you're doing your Friday from home because I do. I
Yes.
we have a walking group at 8:30 Friday morning. So
Yeah.
I can do it later.
Oh, wonderful.
And I feel like I'm missing.
Yes, that's right, you're not missing. Oh, wonderful. Are you okay, hon? I was so worried about you, but I'm just.
No. I don't know, I wonder if it tangled up a little bit and I went down easy.
Okay, because I didn't see it, I didn't see the start of it. And then I
It
was like, oh,
startled
I'm so
me
okay.
because all of a sudden I was,
You were on the pole.
Yes, and it just
but I
scared me.
went down really again.
It does, and I had just looked at the group and I went to turn to make sure the screen could see me. And then I saw her start to fall and I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? I was just like,
I don't
breaks my
know.
heart, I didn't want
I
anything
had
bad to
to
happen.
pull that and
I haven't pulled that.
I know, I was telling her earlier, if I didn't have small started to fall and I grabbed myself on
Something
the
hit-
table, hit my forehead.
Oh,
It was not hard.
Oh.
And I was finding another day, I got my foot tangled up in my vacuum.
Oh,
no.
And landed up, bed, and I thought, oh, I'm so glad I got a little room.
Yes, yeah, oh my goodness, it does happen so easily. Oh, at any age. I mean, sometimes I'll be walking and my top of my foot will get stuck on the car and I'll trip and I'm like, I'm walking on flat surfaces.
I don't remember when I've fallen before. It isn't a usual thing.
Which is good, but I just like, oh my God, what were we doing? Then you question like, what were we doing? Was that too much? I didn't want anyone to trip themselves up.
I don't know how in the world what I did. I'm sorry.
No, don't ever apologize. I was worried. I was like, oh.
One time I was coming up my back step and I don't know what I tripped on. And if I'd been this much further, I'd hit my skin on the bottom step or over my neck.
Oh,
And there I was. I ended up with 2 black eyes. And my husband said to me, well, what'd you do that for? I could have got up, I'd have hit it.
Well, that's how I have this gnarly scar. I was young, but I was running and it had been raining, and I did slip on the front steps, and I smacked my
oh
head
my gosh.
and had like 6 stitches there.
Oh,
When I
my
was-
gosh.
Yeah, when I was little. I remember that. I remember. You don't really remember after, but I remember like falling, and then I remember like my dad and like blood. I was like, oh no.
That's right.
And of course, those spots bleed so much.
Oh, yeah, anything on your head.
Yes, it's just, I tell you what.
Well, I fell about a month ago or so out in New York, and the neighbor, thank God, was right there beside
Good
me.
morning, everyone.
I helped you.
Oh, yeah.
So happy all of you could join. I apologize if it's a little back and forth with live and studio and everyone online, but I'm so thankful that you all could join. We're not going to have our 11 o'clock session, which if you saw that on Facebook, I posted that. Unfortunately, I had a schedule conflict. My little one has a field trip today. But we will have one more session here that will start. Good morning, Mary. We'll have one more session that will start here in about 8 minutes. So grab your water and your chair and any weights that you want to use this morning, and we'll get started here shortly.
Well, Kelly calls, and that's the last thing she does before she goes to bed.
Oh,
And then she calls at 7 o'clock every morning.
well, that was really good.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need a call all the time, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, Kelly calls a lot, and then her calls during the day, to make sure I'm okay, so.
Well, I ran something. I got it.
Oh, you did it.
Gosh, you got it.
What
Just
did
don't
I
let
do?
it slip over that phone.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did.
Working hard. Working hard.
We are. They did so good today. We did some new stuff. We did some tricky stuff.
I haven't been doing this. You better.
Well, we're gonna take it. This is the slower pace one. The first one we did some little squat.
Oh, that'd be good. Oh, well, forget that.
We're not doing that today. We're not doing that. I like to challenge you though. You pick any chair that you would like. I'm gonna be right here, so I need to stop saying ladies. Everyone at home can see me. I say ladies all the time, and Gretchen is good to remind me that there may be men in here. Or online. I just am so used to teaching women all the time, so.
You just Monday and Wednesday.
And then Friday I'm at home, so you can still watch me online.
I've never been able.
Oh, yeah. I do it at home on Fridays, and now, because I have a 5-year-old at home, so he's not in care. But in the fall, he'll start kindergarten, so then hopefully I'll be here Monday, Wednesday, Friday all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then I teach at Orange Sky Yoga, which is down in Aggieville.
Oh, yeah.
I've been teaching there about 3 years, so.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been fun. 5 years ago, somebody would have said if I was going to be a trainer, I would have said,
Forget that.
no way. I don't like being in front of people. No, pass. And now I love it. So it's just funny how you're like, I was open to it. I was like, I'll be open to it.
Yeah.
So it's been.
Well, we used to come all the time.
Oh, yeah. That was it.
All every
Yeah.
So good.
Do you have weights today?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Would you like me to get them for you?
No, I can get
Okay.
one.
Sometimes I know people struggle getting into that little
hole.
hole that they're in. We'll use them a little bit this morning. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Kathy. Glad to have you on this morning. We're going to start here in about 5 minutes. See if anybody else shows up this morning.
I forgot my cell phone at home. I forgot my cell phone at home. I feel naked.
We were walking down the thing, she said, I feel like I left
Forgot my
pants.
pants at home.
You get used to it, you know.
Yeah, I didn't ever used to carry a phone with me all the time.
Well, I still don't.
Well, you're out on the highway, and that's kind of nice to have a phone.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Where she is,
but I live out in the country.
Oh, you live in the country?
Yeah, I live out in Zendale,
Zedale.
Oh, okay.
north of there. And I was clear to town. Some days, if I forgot and I'm not too far, I'll turn around and go back. But today I was clear to town before it dawned on me. My grandson's asleep and I hope that thing doesn't ring him. Of course, the other day, they were out there pumping out my septic tank. He's not too far from the house and he never even heard it.
Well,
So I'm up till 2:30.
no.
He doesn't get home till 2:30 in the morning. He works until 2 o'clock.
Oh, my gosh.
So then he sleeps. By the time he gets his shower and gets him something to eat and goes to bed, it's sometimes 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So then he sleeps till noon. You know, which,
Yeah, he's trying. Yeah, he's got to catch up on that sleep.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
well,
we
that's good.
were like ghosts in the night or something.
Yeah.
We see each other
You
for 2
hardly
hours
know
a
he's
day.
there, I
Yeah.
guess.
I get up at 6 and go to bed at 9. And he
Yeah.
goes, you know, he gets up at noon and goes to bed at whatever.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Never knew how people did night.
Oh,
I had friends that did, like, they would be a nurse and work night shifts. I'm like, I don't know how you do that.
well, you just program.
I guess you
yourself.
do, but
Yeah.
I just had never been.
But when you do that, the bad thing is when you do it at night and then you're off on the weekend.
Yeah.
You can't just shift.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
know your
right.
body is so, I just feel like you'd be perpetually tired all the time.
Uh-huh.
Because your body would just always be trying to catch up
Yeah.
to what it needs. Yeah.
Well, and then Sunday or Monday, he had to get up. We had choir practice appointments at 8. And of course, he didn't work Sunday night. But then he had to be up at 8 to go to that and then work until 2 in the morning. So he had a 20-hour day.
Oh, my gosh.
So he slept yesterday morning until quite a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Uh-huh.
That would be-
He's kind of a night owl anyway, but anyhow. You do what you have to do.
That's
Might
right,
be
you
easier
do.
when you're young, I don't know.
That's right, I was gonna say he's young, but he
Well, he's in
bounces
his
back
early
probably.
30s.
I just could never. My husband has always been someone who can wake up at 4, 5 o'clock, bushy tail.
Yeah.
He annoys me because he's always just like, good morning. And I'm like, don't talk to me. Like, I haven't had coffee. And it's like, he's like, you know, I've been up for like 2 hours and I'm getting up at like 7. I'm like, but I finally showed him because he got me this Fitbit for Christmas and he always gives me such a hard time. He's like, you get way more sleep than I do. And I was like, I know by numbers I do, but I said, if you look at my sleeping pattern though, I don't sleep well. So just because I'm sleeping 7 hours, if you look at my thing, it'll still give me a number of like, it'll tell on your Fitbit, it'll say fair. So if you get anything above an 80, it'll say good. I hardly ever get anything above an 80. It's like 65, 70% sleeping score. And when I showed him that, I was like, and look at, for weeks, that's what it gets, honey. So I'm perpetually, my body is always tired, so I sleep longer than you, but that doesn't mean I'm sleeping longer than you.
There's a bulletin out there on the community center that said, guess what? I got 8 hours of sleep. Of course, it took me 4 nights.
Yes, that is me. And I've read one somewhere, there's a study that says that women just need more sleep.
More sleep.
They do. They say our brain and what we do for our families, and we're constantly, I mean, I love men, but they cannot multitask like a woman.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he has too many things, and what happens? He gets angry, and he's like frustrated, and he just can't figure it all out. I'm like, dude, that's my life every day. I have to figure out the kids and your schedule, and my friend's schedule, and a work schedule. And I'm like, we do it all, don't we? So it just makes me laugh when they get stressed out over like
Yeah.
2 additional things, and they can't
makes me,
It's funny to me. Well, I guess you ladies are in for our 10, but that's okay. We'll have fun together. Well, we're gonna start seated. I pushed us pretty hard in the first class. I feel like starting to sit will be nice. Good morning, everyone online. I think I said, yep. All right, we're gonna get started this morning. So we're gonna sit nice and tall on our chair with our feet flat on the floor. And I always like to start class with just connecting to our breath, connecting to our mantra, which I forgot on Monday. So we're gonna do it today. So I'm gonna read it because I forgot to write it down, so I had to write it on my phone. So it says, everything happens right on schedule. It's a mantra you can cling to as you watch life unfold around in strange and beautiful ways. You can resist or you can flow. Which will you choose? So it's just nice to remember that life is always going to continue to move on. And we're going to tap into our breath work and our flow this morning and just feel nice and ready to go. So let's start with some little arm circles out to the side. Kind of like if we were in water and we were like tapping into that. Beautiful. I feel like I look really dark on screen. I apologize. Hopefully you can see me. Beautiful. And then we'll start. My stomach started to growl. Sorry. You're probably going to hear my stomach start to growl. Opposite direction here. Taking those circles the other direction. Beautiful. Nice job. We're going to take our arms. We're going to inhale up. Exhale. Just release all that energy. Inhale. Exhale. Nice job. A couple more times here with your breath. Opening up those shoulders. One more time. Now we're going to inhale our arms open. Exhale, we're going to take right over left. Give ourselves a little hug. And maybe you want to wiggle out any kinks around your spine, whatever feels good this morning. And then inhale that back open. And then we'll switch. Left will come over that right. Give yourselves a nice little squeeze this morning. Maybe think about that love you're going to bring into yourself today for class. And release. We're going to take our right hand forward like we're giving each other virtual high fives. Take those fingertips and just gently pull them back, stretching out our wrists this morning. Should feel nice. And keep my mask from falling down constantly. And exhale, we're just going to switch the direction and stretch out that wrist. Nice. Keep making sure I don't miss anybody online. We're going to do that one more time. Pulling those wrists back. Nice job. And exhale, release. Someday we should have music in here. Did Suzanne ever do music for you guys? Did she? I love music. Music just makes me happy. So I know some people at home are worried about the feedback. We're going to play with it a little bit. I have a great little speaker that I use at home, switching directions, and it puts out a pretty good sound, a pretty clear sound. It's just a little, it's actually a military grade speaker, so you can get it wet and get sanded, and we take it camping with us, so it's like a high duty one. But it's funny because it's just a teeny little speaker thing, but I was hoping because it comes out clear, it won't provide any like feedback for people if they have hearing issues, but, and release. I just think music sometimes just gets us nice and happy. Nice job. We're going to start to roll our wrists a couple of directions, just working. Maybe you want to open and shut your hands. I always encourage you to feel free to like play around. It doesn't have to look like me. It's just like, oh, my hands, I want to do this today. Whatever feels good. You just want to open up those palms and work out those fingers. Nice job. We're going to stay seated, but we're going to take our arms out to the right and come into these nice little stretches. So working the tummy and the back and the shoulders. Just waking up. Nice job. I feel like we're a little hula hoop here. Let's do one more this direction. And then we'll switch. We'll stand nice and tall and go to the left. Stretch it out. Warming up the core. Nice job. One more time here. relax. Nice job. We're gonna take our right foot, we're just gonna start to lift it up here, warming up the joints here. Nice and gentle with our knee. No, you don't have to take it all the way to the top. One more here, and on this next one, we're gonna hold it and just point and flex that foot, working out in kinks. We stand on our feet a lot, so they need a lot of love. We forget to give them some love sometimes. And when you're ready, start to roll it around. This morning, and when you're ready, you can switch directions. I learned the hard way to love my feet because I was a runner for years and years, and I was a sprinter at that, so lots of pounding on the pavement. I developed tendonitis in both of my feet, and that doesn't go away. So I still have it, and so that's what brought me to yoga and bar and spinning on a bike, because I was like, I can't run anymore. My body does not like that. I kind of wish I had had all that stuff. I probably would still be running had I had yoga and all those other things. Keep that leg lifted. We'll point and flex again. All the things. And I honestly have friends that are older than me and they're still doing marathons. I'm like, oh, why? Why? That doesn't even sound fun to me. And I thought I would never say that I would never run. I just loved running. But then I got hurt and I found these other ways. I'm like, I love spinning. Like, I love being on a bike. It's so fun. The spin class is so fun. And I thought I would never find that adrenaline, but I did in a different way. And now I'm like, no, I'm good. I know how much running hurts. So I don't really want to do that. My friend's like, you sure you want to do like a 5K? I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't want to do that anymore. We're going to walk it together? Can we walk it? Switch it the other direction. Nice job. And release. All right, we're going to start with our strength portion this morning. I'd normally tell you always bring your water in case you need it. So, to start, we're going to do what I call a circuit training. So you want to keep your weights down. So, a couple of options here. So before you even get up, I want to walk you through it. So we're going to do some squats because it's good for, we can do chair squats though. So you can come into here, back there, support for you. And always remember, it's not about how deep you go. So I don't want you to think, I know when we're younger, we always think the deepest we go, that's not where we're going. We just want to work your hip joints. So you can also keep your chair close to you and just kind of go into a squat right here. That's perfect too. So if coming up out of that chair makes you feel unstable, then don't do that. So choosing wherever feels good, we're going to do 8 squats, and then we'll take a break. We'll sit and we'll do some arms. We'll take a break. We'll do our squats again, and then we'll do arms. We'll do like a little circuit thing. Everyone at home, are we ready? So choosing wherever you want to start. Also, sometimes I keep my hands on my chair when I come down so I don't miss my booty on my chair. So when you're coming up, make sure we keep our chest nice and lifted. We push into our heels and we exhale to stand up. Perfect. And inhale down. Nice job. You want to sit, that's perfect too. Do you want to just hold the chair? We can all do that together too. We can walk it through. So you can hold your chair. Maybe, depending on your hips, I always take my toes out a little bit because I have tight hips. So sometimes coming parallel, what happens is my knees come over my toes, which is not what we want. So if that happens when you try to stay parallel, just take those feet a little wider, and that's okay. You're still doing a squat, I promise. So you're just gonna inhale and exhale, push up through those heels. Nice job. Inhale and exhale. Keep going, breathing. Beautiful. Nice job. Let's do 4 more. Inhale, exhale. Nice work, friends at home. 2 more. Last one. Relax. Slowly walk yourself to your chair. It's freezing up a little. Uh-oh. Well, it's not on my end. I don't know what's going on. I feel like we always have that issue. Always freezing up. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to fix it. Okay. hopefully we'll just keep going here. Kathy, I apologize. Kathy, I believe, comes from California. California. Taps in and watches.
Oh my
Isn't that awesome? All right, so we're gonna keep our feet flat here, and we're gonna go what I call Y's and W's. So we have our W's, so we're gonna do a W bicep. We're gonna turn our wrist and go out to that Y. And then we'll turn our wrist, pull it down into that W, bicep curl, turn, and lift. So what I like about this is we're working lots of memory here, right, in our mind, but we're also working some wrist strength here as we're rotating those wrists. We're working our biceps, we're working our shoulders, and knowing that if coming all the way to a really high Y doesn't feel good, you can always bring your Y a little lower. Nice job. Keep working with that. Squeezing. Pushing out, we exhale. Nice job. Keeping that spine tall against your chair. Let's do 30 more. Really working. Your arms are going to be so tired today. You came to the first session and this session. She's going to go home and be like, I need to stretch. Nice job. Last one here. One more. Lifting and lowering. How'd that feel? We can work a lot of different arms. We got our whole arm in that situation. So taking your time, gently putting those weights down. Taking your time to get into your squats, because I know we're moving a lot here this morning. So if you're going to stay in your chair, if you'd like to go back to behind your chair, taking a moment, maybe stretching those shoulders, rolling them on that last one. We did a lot of shoulder stuff there. Starts to talk to us. So we're going to get our nice stance behind our chair. Keeping that chest lifted. We inhale as we sink down. Exhale, push up. Nice job. Sometimes focusing on something in front of you helps think about that balance. And really think about sitting in that chair so we're getting that tailbone nice and long behind us. Nice job. Beautiful. Let's do 4 more. We got this. And 2. And last one. Beautiful. Shake it out. Sometimes after doing a squat, I like to kind of shake my hips out. And we work those booties and those hips, don't we? Taking your time as we get back to our chair, we're going to do our arms again. Okay, wonderful, Kathy. Yes, she said California. I was right. I remembered. Because I almost said Florida, and I was like, no, because we had a timing issue one time. I remember her asking about time difference, and I grew up in Oregon as a kid, so I was like, I thought she said California. All right. Sitting nice and tall. Beautiful. Getting that breath. Whenever things feel challenging, we always want to connect back to our breath. So we're going to sit nice and tall. Let's do one cleansing breath. So in through the nose. Exhale. Everything releases. Take those arms back to our W. So we'll go into a bicep. Flip those wrists out to a Y. Nice job. Remembering taking this at your cadence. So sometimes if I'm going a little quicker, there's no need to rush it. I always like to tell everyone it's not about how many, it's about quality of the movement. So everybody's in a different space and time here in their wellness, and my mask is totally falling off my face all the way. I think everyone, I'm nothing political about masks at all. I'm not against them because I know that they helped, but I kind of want to have a mask learning party just to symbolize that we're done and we can kind of be normal. I was telling friends, I really love The Handmaid's Tale. I don't know if you've ever watched that show, but I kind of felt like during this pandemic it was kind of like Handmaid's Tale. It was a little spooky and eerie, especially when it was really bad. It was just like, and I told people who would have thought as a mom your break would have been going to the grocery store? Like that you would look forward to getting away from your kids to go to the grocery store. Let's do one more. I never thought I would say that. I was like, I'm going to go to the grocery store for 20 minutes. I can't wait. Beautiful. Let's release those weights. Taking a moment here, rolling out those shoulders if you need to. Because we work those shoulders pretty good in that movement. Ah, nice work. All right. We are going to go, let me see, let me make sure. I always write notes because if I don't, I'll forget. All right, we're going to go to the back of our chair. And we're going to just work some, a little bit of balance, a little bit of strength. But I want you to keep your chair. So we're going to hold on to our chair. And we're going to start by just lifting, so put a lot of weight into this left leg. Option, just put your foot back like this and just hold that toe. Or you can start to kick your booty. That's the movement right there. Now, later on, or this is just an option. Anybody that's in class that's like, I want a little bit more challenge or a little bit more strength. Another option is you can hold a weight. That's just more weight and support, so it's a little bit more strength. It's like we're a little heavier, right? Putting a little bit more pressure. But that's always just an option. But this is balance, and you can play with lifting one hand up, just to play with that balance. But you don't have to. Nice work. Really think about squeezing the glute and that hamstring. So it's kind of an act of strength here as we think about kicking that heel up. Nice work. Keep going. And then we're going to hold it there. Remember our pulses. She was in my last class. We do a little pulsing here. We keep in that little burn zone. So you're going to hold it and keep your chair there for support. And just think about little taps. You're just trying to tap that booty. Even if you don't get it, that's okay. Squeezing, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Sometimes just shaking the hips back and forth because we use that hip a lot to stabilize us in those balancing poses for sure. All right, we're going to do that again, but we're going to do the other side. We got to keep it even. We don't want to walk around lopsided. So, right leg. Start with maybe just taking that foot right behind you, holding it, and then flex that foot and just start to kick your own booty. It has more meaning than one, right? Because we're working really hard, so we're kicking our booties. Nice job. Stay nice and tall. You start to feel it in the glutes, maybe the hamstrings a little bit. Should feel not uncomfortable, but we're working it for sure. Nice job. 3, 2, we're going to hold it again. Little pulses, just tiny, tiny. Moving that foot towards your booty. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Let's get our feet stretched out here. I love this stretch because we have it. We could do this on a wall, but we have our chair. So you're going to hold your chair and use a lot of support. Just put your foot up on your chair. So you can feel that calf get a nice stretch. And you can kind of lean on it. Don't let I know these floors, our chairs want to slide. So I really just think about really putting weight on the chair and then going into the stretch. Because we don't want the chair to fall with us because these floors. I'm used to carpet at home. This is a lot better. And then if you're ready, you can take your time switching that other foot. So before I even stretch, I just make sure I have my weight on my chair so it doesn't move. And then I go put some weight on that front of my foot. You can put a bend in that knee as much as you need to. Beautiful. So the other stretch that's a good one, again, making sure you put all your weight in your chair so it doesn't slide. And I'm just stepping back and sitting my hip bones. So it's almost like we're yoga days, downward dog, but we're doing it on the chair. So we're just lifting our hip bones up so we can really feel those hamstrings that we just worked. Nice job. Breathing into it. And release. Slowly walk yourself up. Nice job. We're going to come back, taking your time, back to our chair to finish out our strength session this morning. I'm not going to make you do any more standing stuff. We did our squats and we did some balancing. All good things. So to continue on with our strength this morning, we are going to grab our weights. Whew. All right, we're going to go back to our biceps, but this time we're going to do it a little different. So I know we do this normally. We're going to put our hands with our palms down, and they're on our thighs here, and we're going to go into reverse. So we're going to come here. So what we're still working our biceps, but we're kind of working our forearms here a little bit too. Keeping that spine nice and long. See where your forearms really have to work. What's good about this is we pick a lot of stuff up with our wrist, right? If our wrists aren't strong, that's when we might drop the pot on our hand, God forbid. So we really want to work our wrist strength. Forearms. Nice job. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Maybe shake out those wrists. This is a new move, right? We're used to doing this. Our wrists are not used to doing this. So it can start to talk to us pretty quickly. So we're going to do 2 more strength exercises before we go to our cool down. And it's really working our wrist movement. So you're going to giggle. This is a silly thing. But we're going to think about taking our hands out and then pouring the wine or pouring the soup. Whatever you like. Whatever's your fancy. So I want you to come, our palms are going to stay forward. So you're going to lift, pour the soup, and back down. Nice job. Lift and pour and down. So it's so good for our wrist here to use that strength. Keep that chest nice and tall. Our spine is flat against our chair. Nice job. Keep breathing. Nice, everyone at home. You got this. Let's do 5 and 4 and 3. Nice job. 2. Works our shoulders too. Whew. And 1. Nice work. Put those weights in your lap. Yeah, it works the shoulder and our back, right, to keep our arms out wide. So it's so good for a lot of muscles that are working. So you keeping that break. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to think about, so we're going to sit tall when we grab a pot, right? We're using a lot of that heavy pot. So we're going to think about if we're grabbing a pot, so we're going to take our weights out and lift, out and lift. So that's what we're going to work on. And then we'll do one more thing and then you'll be done today. You'll be really done. You're like, I'm ready to be done. She's worked hard today. All right. So we're going to lift forward, let those wrists come down, up, and pull them back in. So out, wrists come down, up, and we are working our back and our shoulders a little bit here again. So knowing that if you don't want to come all the way out, if you want to come here, if you have to bend them a little bit, that's okay. They don't have to be all the way out in front of you. Nice job. Let's do 5 and 4 and 3. Keep going. And 2. Last one. And release. That's right here, and those trap muscles start to feel that whenever we do this stuff. Nice work. All right. We're going to come forward here for our last little strength. And we're going to let our weights just kind of hang here. Try not to round, though. We want to stay nice and lifted as much as possible. And all we're doing is rolling the weights up. Again, working that wrist mobility and that strength. You could always do this without weights, but it's nice to have a little added strength benefit here. Now that we all have cell phones, carpal tunnel is a real thing. I think they make the phones heavier and heavier every day. So I have gotten like little carrying cases things so I don't have to hold my phone so much, because I've noticed my thumb will start to hurt from holding my phone. It's crazy. I remember my very first cell phone was a bright yellow Nokia. Do they even make, I don't even think they make Nokias anymore, but it was like a brick. That's what it was. Not fancy at all. It was not a fancy cell phone. And I was probably one of the later people to get one. My family was we did not have a lot of money, so it was definitely a very modest vote. All right, last thing. We're gonna take our wrist here and here. So just with the weights, in and out, nice work. Last little strength on our wrists this morning, and then we will have graduated to our cool down. Nice job. 5. This weight has a crack in it. 4. I just realized that. See, the thing is. 2. And 1. Nice work. Oh, we're going to release that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Nice job. All right, we're going to sit nice and tall in our chair. We're going to take our arms up. Inhale, exhale, maybe interlace the fingers, and your arms can come lower. They don't have to come all the way up. And just kind of round your spine, working out any kinks that you might have worked out through our workout. And exhale, release. Let's do that again. Inhale up. Exhale, interlace. Again, around that spine, working out those kinks. And release. We're going to inhale wherever feels good for you in that shoulder mobility. But sit nice and tall. Take your left and gently grab your right and just reach. So like a little side stretch. So if you need to come more forward, that's okay too. But that should feel nice on our arms that we worked here. Maybe our shoulders a little bit. And exhale, release. Do the other side. Inhale up. Grabbing that opposite wrist. Gentle little pull to the side here. And exhale. Release. Nice work. Let's start to do some shoulders. And if you want to exaggerate them, because if today you're like, whew, Jamie. So if you want to make them a little bigger, you can. Just shrugging them up to the ears and rolling them down. Maybe sometimes rolling your neck side to side as you're doing these little, just do whatever feels good. And when you're ready, we'll switch opposite directions with those rolls. Nice job. Beautiful. And release. Now, if this does not serve you, right here, I'm going to show you the first move first. So we're going to inhale up, exhale, split the arms to the right and get a gentle little twist. You can look right here or you can look behind you. If you want more for your legs, because we worked your hips, you can cross your leg and do that same movement. So that's just getting a stretch. That feels like, or maybe even at the ankles. You're just getting your IT band in that hip. So crossing, you're like, Jamie, that does not, I'm not doing that. Doesn't feel good? Then don't do it. And we can come right here. So inhale and exhale, opposite direction. So twisting, and when your legs cross, it just kind of, you can feel it in that hip. Shouldn't be painful, but you feel it. Beautiful. And exhale, release. Sitting nice and tall. We'll do the other side. Inhale up. Exhale, split those arms. One arm's back here. You can look behind you or right next to you. Breathing nice and tall. And release. Final thing we're going to do here, I'm just going to take my feet out in front of me. We're going to do a seated forward fold. We did this earlier in class. We stood, but we're going to stay seated. So we're going to do inhale. Exhale, lean with the chest and take it very slow. So you don't worry about if you don't touch your toes. It's more about leaning that chest forward so you can get the back of those legs. Let everything hang, your head, shoulders relax. Take a moment to give yourself some love and grace for being present for you this morning, for creating that movement that you so deserve and your body craves. So tap into that. Breathe. And slowly, inch by inch, so we don't get dizzy, roll ourselves back up. And we'll put our feet flat on the floor. And to finish our beautiful session this morning, We're gonna remember that love, that heart space for ourselves and being able to be present today for us and your body. So inhale, scoop up some of that love. And exhale, release anything that doesn't serve you. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Nice work, ladies.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone at home this morning. So glad you could join us. I will be back on Monday here, but you can join me Friday from my home. Thank you, thank you. Oh, wonderful session.
We have to wear masks for another week, is that all?
I think so. I haven't heard yet if Riley County is, haven't heard.
I guess Riley County didn't agree with the rest of them.
They didn't. My husband said, yeah, they did, and then they took it back or something.
Well, I think maybe just the city.
Oh, that's right, like, yeah, Manhattan said no. I think Manhattan is really, what I heard is they really wanna wait till next week when the college kids leave.
That's right.
And then they're gonna lift it.
Oh.
They wanna see what the numbers do. They just feel like it's safer to wait till all the college kids go home,
Yeah.
which I can see.
Get them out of here.
Yeah, I can see that they've been kind of irresponsible. I mean, the first semester my son was at college, he was so angry. He's in ROTC for the Air Force. And he said he went to a gathering and he thought it was safe because he went to high school here, so he thought it was a bunch of his friends. And a girl that they had met at college, she had just got back from testing positive. And she came to the get-together.
Oh, my word.
And my son was so mad, and he thankfully did not get it. But because of ROTC, he had to be extra careful, so he had to go into, he was like, I'm just gonna do self-quarantine. And so he did, and he basically got in a little bit of trouble, and he was like, I was trying to do the responsible thing. Like, I was around somebody that I know was positive. I never got it, but still, he quarantined himself for 2 weeks. For this random girl that, just like, really? They think they're invisible or something. I
That's
don't know.
right.
I was never, it's so funny to me, even as a young girl, I was never just, sometimes kids today, I'm like, you're just not very nice. Like, that's what it comes to, you're not very nice. Like, I would have never been like, oh, I'm sick and I'm gonna take it around a bunch of people. Even if I had just a cold, I wouldn't have like, went to a party. I don't know.
Well, I couldn't figure out why they thought they had to go to a bar and
Yeah, that's
have
it.
close contact.
Oh,
I mean, I just.
and one of them got in big trouble here,
Yeah.
O'Malley's,
Oh, yeah.
because they were breaking the law, that's what they were doing. They had the kitchen open, so
Yeah.
but then of course the college kids are like, oh, we can they're gonna figure out, if there's a loophole, they're gonna figure
That's
it
right.
out.
Right.
It's just, and there were a lot of people that were doing silly things like that, and I'm like, do you not think the rest of us are suffering just the same? We wanna be out and about, but I also don't wanna do this again.
Uh-huh.
So I'd rather do get the hard part over. So
And get
that-
everybody shots if they'll take them. I'm surprised that
I
so
know.
many people.
I know.
Oh, that is ridiculous.
It just infuriates me, because I'm like, and the funny thing is I have a lot of doctor friends that, you know, the big case has been, well, there's not enough studies. And my doctor friends are like, that's a lie. Because basically it's very close similar to the flu shots. And they're like, the procedure is the same. So we know what we're doing. It's not like there's no research. So, and I said, and I think we shared this on Monday, or I was just like, and a lot of us are at the age that the vaccination is not what's going to get you. Even if there is a side effect, like a long-term side effect. I'm like, by that point, it'll be something else. So at me, it's not worth the risk of not getting it. Now, my kids, I get that. Like, I really don't want to give it to them. But they're not at risk anyway. Most kids aren't. My kids never got it. No. And we had my middle, he's my social kid. He suffered a lot with depression. A lot. When this COVID stuff happened. And I was like, my husband, I said, we gotta do something. Like, he's in no activities, he can't see any of his friends. So we did audio fit. They started doing quarantine, like, they only took like 8 kids. And so for 2 days a week, we spent a lot of money to put him there, but it improved his mood so much. But he wore a mask there, and then, of course, when they started doing like slowly back at school, he never got it. And then preschool, we go to University Christian Church, that's where my little goes. And they closed the first time, like everybody else. But when we did when we went back, I was so thankful to God, because they were like, if the schools close again, we will not, because it's been proven data that preschoolers are not affected, they're not getting it, and I was like, oh, because it's so hard on them. But he's been in preschool, we've had one case since they went back to school at preschool, and it wasn't even my son's class, it was another kid's class. And we've only had one in the whole entire preschool, and there's like 4 or 5 classes. There's only been one case.
That is amazing.
Yeah, and at school, we get letters like, your son may have been exposed, the health department will call you. I think we only got 3 of those letters, and none of the times did the health department call me, so he was never a close contact. So I think the kids, and I think the schools did a really nice job of keeping everything, yeah.
But my son and daughter in Chicago, they won't get this shot, and a lot of them, they live in Chicago, but there has been so much publicity that is not right.
Oh, I know, about everyone having, and like the cases of people having anaphylactic shock, they're actually, it's not happening as much as they're saying it's happening. And it's just like anything, anyone can have a reaction. You can have a reaction to the flu shot.
Yes.
I'm going to anaphylactic.
Any
Any shot, for sure. I mean, my little, I remember my middle, actually, he's really sensitive. When he had I think he was like 8 months old, and he had 4 shots at once, it was the most he'd ever had. And my husband had already moved back to the area because he got a job back already. And I opened him, and his eyeballs were shaking like he was about to have a seizure because his temperature was so high. And I threw him in the bathtub, and I was calling the, so the next time I was like, we're never giving him, his body cannot handle that. We're never giving him that time, so. Hello. I'm sorry, did you not see on Facebook this morning? Did she put the notes? Oh, okay.
Well,
Yes. I had to cancel our last session because my little, and I'm so sorry about that because I was trying to work it all out where I didn't have to cancel.
do we want to do some ourselves? Oh, we're not having the last section?
We're not, but you can, yes, if you'd like to stay together and do a session.
Oh, I didn't even know that, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. No, yeah, I had to cancel the 11th because my son has a field trip and I have to be able to go get him. And I was hoping my husband.
Do you wanna do them ourselves?
We did it already.
Well, honey, with that,
You're leaving.
yeah, we're
Okay.
leaving.
Meredith.
Thank you, everyone.